As someone who's never been to tribal council, you don't really have an expectation of what the days leading up to it are going to be. But the amount of days we've been given has only led to more scrambling. It initially was blindside Julie, now it's blindside Tom because he's too connected to the other tribe and there's a merge coming up. And now it's back to Julie because she might be playing us and won't vote with us.
Julie does not trust me. Not only that, but she continually puts my name out there to every single person on our tribe. I think Julie has to go because I cannot handle knowing someone is gunning for me at every single tribal.
Julie and Tom messaged Claire with the hopes of blindsiding Tucker. So, with that, tonight we are going to vote out Julie instead. She's gaming really hard. She cares about this a lot. And I don't think that she's willing to work with us moving forward. I don't think Tom's going to work with us either moving forward. But at the end of the day, he's worse at immunity challenges. And that seems to be the only way that we're going to get to safety.
I really thought we were at the bottom, but I think we worked some magic and we may have flipped Tucker and Zach to be able to vote Claire out here at this next tribal. Tucker has a hidden immunity idol. Zach's got the immunity. And so that leaves me, Tom, and Claire vulnerable.
The way I see it, this vote goes one of two ways. Either Claire, Tucker, Zach stick with their original plan that Julie and I learned of in the last few days, which is to vote for me, or this crazy freak plan that Julie Brensel somehow put in motion comes to fruition. I mean, seriously, y'all, she's like Dr. Frankenstein. I'm like Igor over here, like, yes, yes. But if this monster, this Frankenstein's monster of a plan comes to fruition tonight, comes to life tonight, we could flip Tucker and Zach.
I am pretty confident that Zach and Tucker will not flip on me, but you never know these days. Survivor does crazy things to people, so.
It's looking like the more information and the more we try and work with these people, the more they want to sell us out at the merge. So the vote's going to pretty much be decided leading up to the last minute.
Let's hope that I'm still here tomorrow.
This one's for you, Krista. It's revenge time.
For those of you new to tribal council,
Light my candle.
Yes.
each of you should be a torch. Grab your torch, approach your flame.
Wait, just 1 second.
Dip it in and get fire. This is part of the ritual at tribal council, because in this game, fire represents your life, and when your fire is gone, so are you. We will now bring in the members of our jury. Krista and Rachel voted out at the last tribal council. So, Tucker, you're on Tagi, you're on a winning streak, things are looking good. And then we have a tribe swap, and now here you are, 2 former Tagi to 3 former Pagong. What's that been like the last few days?
Not good, because even though I practiced the cookie challenge, even though I thought I was doing well, still couldn't clutch out immunity for my own self. So being the sole Tagi member who has the chance to receive votes right now is a pretty scary thing to look at.
Tom, what's it been like for you after the swap?
That was very concerning, not really being familiar with either of those members of Tagi, and potentially those members of Tagi being friendly or receptive to relationships with people on Pagong who might be out for blood.
So Claire, you told me last tribal council that you felt like you were on the bottom. How are things feeling now after the swap for you?
I'm in a really interesting position because I am part of that OG Pagong tribe. But of course, like, I was at the bottom of the Pagong tribe, and that was pretty clear. I received votes, both tribal councils. So it was interesting to see kind of like how the dynamic shifted when we did get 2 members of Tagi.
Zach, this is your first tribal council ever, and you won individual immunity, so you are safe tonight. How does that feel, especially being on a new tribe?
Well, it feels really good to have this around my neck tonight. I think, for sure, if I hadn't won individual immunity last time, I would be going home tonight.
Tucker, I'll ask you the flip side that Zach just alluded to. It's your first tribal council tonight. You are not safe, and you're the only other former Tagi member. Does that make you feel nervous tonight at all?
There's always going to be nervousness when you don't have that necklace, you don't have that safety net. But you just got to be able to sell people stories. You got to be able to sell them, hey, this game's not that long. We have a merge coming up. Where do I fit into your future? How can you use me? So you just got to hope that the stories you've been selling to people are ones that they want to buy.
Claire, let's talk idols.
Yeah, the idol talk has been really interesting, especially because I obviously had the idol. The last time there was an idol on Pagong, we could have 2 idols at our camp right now, and honestly, we don't know. So that could be a huge deal.
Tom, any fear of idols tonight for you?
Always. I just hope that they're not, ready to deflect my vote tonight.
Julie, this is your 3rd tribal council in a row. You don't even know what it feels like to not have to come here. What's the feeling tonight having to vote out yet another person?
It's not fun. It's not fun voting someone out. The next day, you just feel like you have like this hangover of like, oh, I just did that to somebody. We just got rid of somebody. And this time, I'm not 100% confident that that's not going to be me.
Zach, new tribe, new potential idols. What do you base your vote on tonight?
Who you can trust, right? I mean, I wasn't necessarily a hot commodity at Tagi, so, I am looking for new friends to bring into the merge. So that is definitely something that I'm considering with this vote.
All right, well, it is time to vote. Zach has individual immunity. You cannot vote for Zach. Anyone else is fair game. When I call your name, please direct message me your vote on Discord. I will go tally the votes. If anyone has a hidden immunity idol and you'd like to play it, now would be the time to do so. Okay. Once the votes are read, the decision is final. The person voted out will be asked to leave the tribal council area immediately by turning off their video and audio. I'll read the votes. First vote, Claire. Second vote, Julie. Next vote, Claire. That's 2 votes, Claire. 1 vote, Julie. Julie. That's 2 votes, Claire. 2 votes, Julie. 1 vote left. Third person voted out of Survivor Quarantine Island and the 3rd member of our jury, Julie. You need to hold up your torch. Julie, the tribe has spoken. Please extinguish your torch. It's time for you to go. Well, guys, tough vote tonight, I'm sure. I hope that this was the right decision moving forward for this group. And grab your torches, head back to camp, and I'll see you guys at 9 for the challenge.
Well, I got played. Tucker and Zach really had me going, thinking that we were going to be a strong final 3. I worked really hard to get them to not vote Tom out, and I think that was my undoing. Well played. That's all I have to say is well played, and Pagong gang strong.
Want to give a special shout out, special thanks to all the supporters in the Rob fan club, all the letters that people have been sending me saying how I need to take Zach down, how they're really hoping that I can prevail in this noble cause. It's huge. It keeps me going. Other people have seen the evil that Zach brings to this game and the obvious truth that we have to take him down early and without remorse.
Oh, what's this? What's this you're asking? Oh, this would be my immunity necklace, which is the only reason that I am not freaking out tonight.
I've got my work cut out for me. So I'm the one new guy on this tribe. I'm the easy vote off. They all know each other outside of the game. I'm going to try and cause disruption in their trust with each other. I'm going to try and find out what their plans are, and weasel my way in however I can.
We're hoping that we can stay Tagi strong and put 4 votes on Phil and have Phil be done. There's still a little bit of suspicion that Phil might have the immunity idol from the other tribe. This is a huge opportunity for Rob, I think, to show Sean and Emily that he can be moderately trusted. And I need Rob to show them that he can be trusted so that we don't just turn around and vote out Rob as soon as we get in the arena to do so.
Phil has joined our ranks. He is the boyfriend of Shannon and got a huge target on his back. If my other tribe mates can be believed, we're going to vote him out without any issue. I like it. It's easy. Gets a big player out of the game.
I've been trying my hardest. I got to tell you, I don't know what else to do. So everybody seemed like they were willing to work with me, but it sounds like they aren't willing to divulge their strategies or, really provide any kind of opening.
I am weighing the need to split the vote, which I don't feel like we need to do, but there's always that good old element of surprise. So I think we're gonna see how it goes. I talked to my alliance last night. We're gonna see how it goes during the questioning portion here.
I hate to lose him, but sometimes, Survivor, you gotta be a savage. Classy, bougie, ratchet. And that's what I'm gonna have to do.
It seems like it's a pretty cut and dry vote. If everything goes according to plan, it should be Phil, and that should be it.
It's become clear that there's 2 main supergroups. The NYC3, and then, of course, the tyrant Zach and his other cronies. The Walton group has been scattered to the wind. We're left without much a leg to stand on, and I'm posed with a difficult choice. I either have to sell my soul to the devil that is Zach himself, or team up with the NYC3. The choice is clear. It's New York, baby.
I think I'm out. I think I'm done. The way the tribe shook out, I think, was my seal of death. And at this point, I am resigned to walk away and go join the jury. Goodbye, so long, farewell, sayonara, adios, goodbye.
For those of you new to Tribal Council, with each of you should be a torch. Go ahead and grab your torch and approach your flame. Dip it in and get fire. This is part of the ritual at Tribal Council because in this game, fire represents your life, and when your fire is gone, so are you. Now bring in the members of our jury. Krista, Rachel, and an undisclosed member of Pagong, do not turn on your video, who was voted out at the last Tribal Council. All right, so Phil, we have a tribe swap last Thursday, and here you are, lone member of Old Pagong, now on Tagi. Has it been a warm welcome, or do you feel like your days here are numbered?
I would say my days here are less than numbered.
Emily, what's it been like for you losing 2 members of Old Tagi and gaining a new member from Old Pagong?
It's been interesting, especially given that Tagi hadn't gone to Tribal yet. I feel like we hadn't really explored Tagi as a whole, as the 6, and now to be still 4, it's interesting to kind of go from this angle of getting to know each other in this way without those other 2.
So Eric, this is the first Tribal for most of the people here, yourself included. What's it been like the past few days preparing for this?
Definitely been tense. I mean, I think people were kind of thinking about hypotheticals and stuff way down the road, and when it's real, you almost want to talk less because you are afraid of one of those hypotheticals on more negative end of the spectrum for you actually coming true. So
Rob, we got to talk about the challenge. It comes down to a plank off between you and Sean, where you lasted over 5 minutes and then you drop. Tell me about that challenge for you.
Yeah, thanks for bringing that up. I'm glad we can revisit that moment of weakness that I had. The main thought that I had was I have to survive because, as we all know, there is an ever-growing threat, and it's Zach. If I let myself be on the chopping block, there's an opportunity for me to get out before I could take down my arch nemesis.
To clarify, Zach, who is not on this tribe and is not in
Correct.
the tribal council.
Yes, yeah.
So Sean, on the flip side, you come out victorious and you're safe tonight at your very first tribal council. How does that feel?
Having this definitely takes a load off to a degree, in that I know for a fact that it won't be me going home. But that doesn't mean that I'm also not, thinking about, what this vote means for other votes in the future and for other strategies down the road. Like, there's still pressure in the same sense.
What's the idle talk been like for you?
it's definitely tense. I mean, I think to have to wait this long before it's something that you are actively worrying about is pretty stressful. And so it's something that's kind of like a little comma but on top of every sentence that you say when you're strategizing. Like,
Rob, has there been any merge talk or any speculation about when that might be coming and how are you going to prepare for that?
Shannon, lots of merge talk. I think that's on everybody's mind right now. Obviously, there's a clear threat once we get to the merge. We all know his name. Let me just say something. You spoke to idols. We know who has the idol. It's Zach. Zach has the power in this game. He's the number one threat. And quite frankly, he's a despot. He's ruling with an iron fist. He is intimidating people, using the power of his idol to gain influence. And the longer that he is in this game, the more his influence grows. So when we talk about merge, we have to be a unified front. We have to be Tagi strong. And I'm talking about the people who were loyal to Tagi. You notice Zach left. Zach cut tail and ran from Tagi. So I think we can all agree here, he is no longer part of the OG. I mean, he is going to be dealt with swiftly and decisively once we make this merge. And unfortunately for Phil, because we are Tagi strong, there are no more seats on the bus. Sorry, Phil.
So you guys are just telling Phil right now that he's going home tonight.
There hasn't been any kind of pretense built or false hope. I suppose a thanks to this tribe is owed for at least being up front.
So Phil, no one over the last 5 days tried to entertain any kind of plan. It's just been you're going.
I would go with no. Many attempts reached out. No entertainment for strategy discussions, I would say.
Sean, what about you? What do you base your vote on tonight?
I'm basing my vote tonight on a week's worth of information that I've been able to gather over the course of, to my fortune, being on a tribe that has largely stayed intact. And I acknowledge that that is proportionately to Phil's disfortune. The fact that we haven't had to go to tribal yet is probably the one thing that is quiet yelling in the back of everyone's heads the most, is that for all we know, we're on the same page, but until you vote, you don't know that for a fact.
All right, well, we're about to find out if it is indeed going to be as cut and dry as everyone seems to think, because it is time to vote. Sean has individual immunity. You cannot vote for Sean. Anyone else is fair game. When I call your name, please direct message me your vote on Discord. I'll go tally the votes. If anyone has the hidden immunity idol and you'd like to play it, now would be the time to do so. Okay, once the votes are read, the decision is final. The person voted out will be asked to leave the tribal council area immediately by turning off their video and audio. I'll read the votes. First vote, Phil. Emily, that's one vote Phil, one vote Emily. Phil. Fourth person voted out of Survivor Quarantine Island and the fourth member of our jury. Phil, that's 3 votes. That's enough.
Gang for life.
You need to please extinguish your torch. Phil, the tribe has spoken. Well, guys, first tribal council for most of you. I hope this was the right decision. Grab your torches, head back to camp, and I will see you at the challenge.
Not shocking conclusion that I got voted out this week. Don't think I have any regrets. I just think I was dealt a raw hand of cards. I go home a true Pagong gang member. Never turned my back on my squad. I want Tom to win. If not Tom, Rob. But yeah, I really appreciate the time that I got to spend in the game.